A very good morning to all of you. A warm welcome to English conversation class. In this class, we are going to study about tenses. First of all, we will understand tense chart. So let's get started. Here we go. Tense chart, part 1 with explanation. Let's understand singulars and plural and their use for present tense. He, she, it singular, Ram singular, teacher, child, woman, student, brother. Singulars and plurals I, you, we, they, children, students, brothers. Now students, in singular we use first form and s or es in present indefinite tense, and in plural we don't use s or es with the verb. So I and you, now he, she, it singular, but by I and you are then plural. These are also singular, but the rules of plural are followed with I and you. So this is very important that you remember that with I and you we use do and not does, and we use first form and not first form and s or es. So rules of plural will be followed with I and you. So this is important to remember. You will use with I and you will use only do. Other plurals are you can see. Then come next. Let's have a glance now on tense chart. This is our tense chart. So as we all know that there are three main tenses: present, past and future. Now why tenses are used? Tenses tells us about the time of action. So from this you come to know that whether a thing has happened in the past or thing is happening in the present, or will it take place in some time future. In future is imagination, the things which has not happened, which takes place later on, means in the time to come. And past, when things are over. And present, mostly it tells about the habits or the things which are going on. So what about indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous? This is okay that we remember, or we sometimes cram that there are three tenses, there are four parts, but what is the simple way to remember what continuous is, what perfect is? So students, simple way I would like to tell you that when the action is in progress, when something is going on, so we say action is in progress state. It is continuous, progress, continuing, it's working, it's running. So that is continuous. And perfect means when action has stopped, action is complete. So that is called perfect. Means something is done. Something is done and it is called complete or perfect. So okay. Then indefinite, simple, initial state. Action is in initial stage. That is, it is progress. Action is in progress. Here action stops or ends up. Perfect continuous. It's most interesting that action starts in the past and still in present it goes on. So for example, it has been raining since morning. So rain starts. It means that rain started in the morning and still at present it is going on. So this way we understand what is indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. Then after this means now you know that three parts. Present tenses are of three types: present, past and future. Their parts are, further four parts are there: indefinite, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. Means present has four parts: indefinite, present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. Same wise, past has four parts: past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Now future. This also has four parts: future indefinite, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous. Now how to remember means chart looks very big and then we feel how to remember it. But students, this is not very big chart. This is just very simple chart. In a trice you can learn it. Means on fingertips you can keep it. But how? First of all we do numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 boxes. So numbering you will do in these boxes. Then easily you can remember. Then you will remember helping verb first of all. Like do, does, did, will, shall. So first of all you will learn 3 boxes and you will learn the helping verbs like this: do, does, did, will, shall. Then if you learn these, then add next 3 boxes: is, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be. When you are done with these 3 boxes, you will again speak the helping verbs of 6 boxes: do, does, did, will, shall, is, am, are, was, were, will be and shall be. Now when you are done with the 6 boxes, means you learned the helping verbs of 6 boxes. Then you will learn next 3 boxes only. Learn it by 3 boxes. Now has, have, had, will have, shall have. So these are next 3. So now you can add with this. Means you learned now 9 boxes. So you will speak the helping verbs of 9 boxes: do, does, did, will, shall, is, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be, has, have, had, will have, shall have. Then you will add next 3 boxes: has been, have been, had been, will have been and shall have been. So now you will speak all the 12 boxes helping verbs. We call them boxes as well. And then after this you must be able to see, you are able to see that in future we have 2 helping verbs: will and shall. Shall be used with I and we only, pronouns I and we, and with all others we use will. Though we are using will with I and we, but that is wrong uses. Kindly don't use. Grammatically it is wrong. Whenever you are fighting any competition, this will be your error. Means with I and we, you are to make it your habit. In future tense, always use shall with I and we, especially. So now you learned helping verbs. Students, after learning helping verbs, we learn the forms of the verbs. So if you learn the helping verbs like cramming system, then you will not be able to learn. What you will do? First of all, you will learn the that you will learn the form of the verb of continuous and perfect from the chart. So you will come to know that is, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be. The form of the verb is first form, and in continuous we use ing. So in 3 means present, past, future. In all you will use ing, first form plus ing. So we learnt now that present continuous, past continuous, future continuous. So in this helping verbs are is, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be, and form is first form plus ing. Then perfect tense, you can see only third form of the verb is there in these 3 boxes. So with has, have, had, will have, shall have, you will use third form of the verb. Now you learned 6 boxes. You know helping verbs, you know the form of the verb. Now it is learned. Then learn the form of the verb with the perfect continuous. Now continuous word is there. So which form of the verb we learn, and we already know that if continuous is there, then we will use first form plus ing. So continuous word is again used. So you will use first form plus ing. Difference is only that you will add since and for in these boxes. So in all these boxes, helping verb we learn at the first stage. Second thing we learned the forms of the verbs. Now you learned the forms of the verb of the 9 boxes. After that you will learn the form of the verb of the first, second and third box, which is present indefinite, past indefinite and future indefinite. Now how you can learn it? So in present indefinite you will remember it if person is singular. Third person singular, he, she, it. You will use with singular, you will use, as I told you, singulars and plurals. This I had already explained you when our video started. In the starting, already explained first box how to remember. But you simply can remember that in present indefinite, or in first box we use first form of the verb. If it is singular, then we use s or es, and if it is plural, we don't use s or es. So okay, he, she, it singular, and I, we, you, they plural. So you will use only first form. Then come to second box. In first box you will use first form. In second box you will use second form. In future you will use with will and shall first form. And then you will remember that in past tense two forms are there. This is the only box where we use two forms of the verb. Like with did we use first form, and otherwise in simple sentences we use second form of the verb. Then how you will remember? Whenever did is coming anywhere, then we use first form of the verb. Because with did we always use first form of the verb, and did is already second form of the verb. Do, did, done. So with this only first form of the verb. Then or means sentences are of four types. In positive sentences we use second form. In negative, interrogative, and negative interrogative, we use first form of the verb with did. So this is done. Now you learned verb forms and helping verbs. So your 90% of the tense chart is learned. Only one thing is left, that we mostly speak in Hindi and then we make English. We first of all in mind we make Hindi and then we make English. It takes time to speak and think only English to English, but as you are able to speak in English, you all know it very well. So what you will do? But Hindi little bit we should have idea that what is the identity. We don't say it in Hindi, we say identity of this tense. You will learn identity of present indefinite tense, ta hai, te hai, ti hai. Then identity of past indefinite tense, a, e, and the identity of future indefinite tense, ga, ge, gi. Then continuous, रहा है, रहे हैं, रही है, and past continuous, रहे थे, रही थी, रहा था. So students, it's very simple to learn identity as well. I tell you the trick that in all present you will use hai, in all past we use tha, and in all future we use ga. Even a, e. So a is there in tha, the, a is there, and thi, e is there. So this is also a, e, means tha, the, thi. Past indicates about tha. Present identity you can learn this. Means if you learn one identity, other leaving these three boxes, these have simple different identities, but identity is same for all three. Only difference is in present you are using hai, in past you are using tha, and in future you will use ga. Same wise in perfect tense, in present you are using chuka hai, so then in past you are using tha, in future you are using ga. Same present perfect continuous, you are using hai, then tha, and then ga. Say is used for from that time to that time. Means some action started in past in that time and it is still going on in this time. So that's why we write identity even with say. So this is a simple way of learning the tense chart. I hope you won't find it you won't find it difficult to learn. It's simple. So now if you want to learn more about the tense chart, how we learn it? He plays football, he played football, he will play football. These are examples. If I come back to tense chart, you can read from here and then you can speak. When you are able to learn, then you can again come back to tense chart. See, you can speak when you learn it. After that you can say he plays football, he played football, he will play football. He is playing football. He is singular, so he is playing football. He was playing football. He will be playing football. Then singular, he has played football. He had played football. He will have played football. He has been playing football. He had been playing football. He will have been playing football. For plural, they cook food. They cook food. They cooked food. They will cook food. They are cooking food. They were cooking food. They will be cooking food. Now plural have. So they have cooked food. They had cooked food. They will have cooked food. They have been cooking food. They had been cooking food. They will have been cooking food. This way we take the examples. Now see, he plays football, he played football, he will play football. He is playing football, he was playing football, he will be playing football. He has played football, he had played football, he will have played football. He has been playing football since morning. He had been playing football for 2 days. When since we use for definite time, fixed time, and for we use for duration of time. When time is not fixed or certain, then we use for 2 days, for 2 weeks, for 2 months. But means question comes like which 2 days, which 2 months, and which 2 weeks. He will have been playing football since last week. Next. Okay. So if negative you want to make, you will use helping verb and not you will use. So he doesn't, he didn't, he won't, he isn't, he wasn't, he won't be, he hasn't, he hadn't, he won't have, he hasn't been, he hadn't been, he won't have been, and this will be your negative sentence. Then come to next part. Now plural. So I have already told you how to speak plural. It is already discussed. Only differences that plural helping verbs you will use. Okay, then next again come back to tense chart. I will tell you one shortcut way to learn this. See again once more this chart. I tell you short trick to learn this. Take only 3 forms of the verb. For example, I will take 3 forms: write, wrote, written. I will speak these 3 forms in means with the help of first of all 3 forms we learn the chart. Then it becomes very easy. For example, I will use drive. So drive, drove, driven, or write, wrote, written. So if my subject is singular, she writes. So I will not use she. I will say writes, wrote, will write. It is in my mind that subject is singular. Means she is singular. So I will use only writes, wrote, will write. Is writing, was writing, will be writing. Has written, had written, will have written. Has been writing, had been writing, will have been writing. Then if you take plural subject, then for example they, you are taking they or students. Then students write. Now we will not say writes. So we will use write, wrote, will write. In plural now are writing, were writing, will be writing. Have written, had written, will have written. Again and again you change your verb. Now drive. Drives, first speak with a singular, then you learn with a plural. So drives, drove, will drive, is driving, was driving, will be driving, has driven, had driven, will have driven, has been driving, had been driving, will have been driving. Then take some more verbs: sings, sang, will sing. Then again take another verb: cooks, cooked, will cook. Then we take one more verb. Up to the time your chart you don't understand, you can change the verbs again and again. Fly, for example, bird flies. Flies, flew, will fly. Is flying, was flying, will be flying. Has flown, had flown, will have flown. Has been flying, had been flying, will have been flying. Means this is the only way or method by which we can understand, learn the tense chart. This is all about today's class. Thank you. Have a nice day. In activity, you will make this chart on a nice chart. On big chart, you will make it nicely, properly, and then send it to me.